What's up, everybody out there? This is part 3 of Pebbles. Girlfriend, how could you let them treat you so bad? I think we're going to end on this video. We ain't going to do another one. But anyway, so here's the thing. Wrapping this all up, right? I really and truly do believe when I say, for me, again, when Pebbles first came out, her visual power in the music industry was definitely there, and you can say it could have been the L.A. Reid and Babyface connection from the very beginning because they worked with her on the song Girlfriend, or it could be that MCA Records really put a lot into her. I just realized she's on MCA Records too. I don't know why it didn't click for me. I never thought about Pebbles being on MCA Records. You know what? MCA Records look like they really and truly, at the time, MCA Records looked like it was the Black Mecca. Like, honestly, because I'm thinking about Motown, and Motown is kind of struggling in that area to get it together. And the only thing MCA Records did was just drop the artists that they had, like all of them for the most part, if I understand correctly. Those artists that were out at the time, MCA Records dropped them, and then they went and did the Sean Puffy Combs route. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it looks like MCA Records is definitely backing Pebbles. So we're looking at her career now and how she has maneuvered around it, right? So we have her then husband, George Smith, managing her career, managing a couple of artists over at MCA Records for sure. And if he's managing a couple of artists over at MCA Records, then more than likely he's managing other artists in the industry as well. Chief among them, Bobby Brown, is another artist he is, managing. And so we are understanding that Pebbles somehow or another negotiates with L.A. Reid and Babyface to get the song Girlfriend from allegedly Vanessa Williams. It kind of been confirmed it, but over here we do, even if it's confirmed, we say alleged over here. So allegedly. So she maneuvers around that. I'm not quite sure how the song came up. I don't know if she heard it or what have you. I'm not quite sure. Go and read L.A. Reid's book. I'm going to. And then go read anything that Pebbles have published or written or been interviewed and just decipher it for yourself. And we're seeing that. And somehow or another, Pebbles is maneuvering now her way out of her marriage with George Smith and into a relationship with L.A. Reid. And within that relationship, right, she's definitely working with some gentlemen who can turn on the switch for her as well. I think it still works for her and it's beneficial. She's her separate self. She's her separate entity. I don't think at this moment in time, because L.A. Reid and Babyface are not heavily, featured on her first album. So you definitely cannot say that they set her up, because Girlfriends and Mercedes Boys, the two records are pretty much even to me. Even though Girlfriend is slightly more popular, I would have to say that. So she's there. She's with L.A. Reid. They start, or she, I'm pretty sure, has some involvement with LaFace Records. No one is, there's nothing that's coming up as far as L.A. Reid and Babyface handling. Ooh, see. Ooh. See, I told y'all when I get to talking, it's some starts hitting. Say, what about this? Ooh, let's talk. We got to talk. You don't hear much of that between L.A. Reid and Babyface as far as their handling of certain things. But, well, I'm just saying. If she's maneuvering around all these parts, that's all I'm saying. Maybe she's maneuvering around other parts. We still like her though. So, ooh, I'm just saying, she's with George Smith, then she maneuvers around that to L.A. Reid. She maneuvers around that. Word on the street says she maneuvers some women out of the way as far as, hey, y'all got to go. That's what I mean. Like, y'all got to go too. I'm Queen Bee over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, so allegedly, any ladies that L.A. Reid is entertaining, they're gone. She's like, y'all got to go. Like, allegedly. So then she starts a girl group, TLC. L.A. Reid and Babyface allegedly intercepts that, meaning that supposedly whoever Pebbles is negotiating contracts with, L.A. Reid and Babyface come into the picture. Ooh, this is something, isn't it? So then, if that happens, I've heard Pebbles say, now this is just what I heard, like Pebbles, y'all go out and find this information for yourselves. She has always said that the bankruptcy that involved TLC, TLC's bankruptcy, that was just a legal move. That supposedly TLC was never broke. You know what I'm saying? Now, of course, we know that T-Boz, Chili, and Left Eye has said, hey, we done got paid. And the money we getting paid is like, wait a minute, but we done did all these records and this, that, and the other. Now, anybody can tell you in the music industry, it really and truly, that's what you get. All this stuff costs money. It's just what it is. And you're not bringing any in. But let Prince tell it. Prince is like, no, you lied to me. Prince is like, you sold 10 million records. Well, of course, by the time you get to 10 million, of course, you already know you should be getting money back, like everything should have been, paid for. But we're talking about gold records and platinum records. But at the end of the day, it still brings in a lot of money. I mean, if you have an album that sold 10 million records, a million records, and let's just say for $10, you do the math. You mean to tell me you ain't got an advance? Not an advance, but you at the end of the, quarter, you should be getting a check. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But anywho, but she said it was just a legal move in that if they file for bankruptcy, then all her contract is terminated. It's just terminated. Like you are no longer in contract with me. Like you file for bankruptcy. That deal is a done deal. Like it's over. I've heard her say. I don't think, but still at the end of the day, see, this is interesting. This is interesting. You can look at this so many different ways. Because, I've always said this. She has stuck to her story. Pebbles has. She has stuck to it. She hasn't deviated from it, not one iota. Just like Dawn Robinson and En Vogue. Like she's like, I have not deviated. And if you watch some interviews with Pebbles, just go watch some interviews with her. Here's one thing that I respect her. You have to respect her especially when she says this. I was like, when I heard Pebbles say this, I was done with it. I was like, well, it is what it is. I mean, she is telling the truth on this. She was like, I don't break contracts. She was like, I'm not talking about this. I don't break confidentiality statements. I just don't do it. And she wins. Yeah, she wins. She wins her court cases. This is something. This story, don't y'all think this story is something? It's very complicated. Because at one minute, if we are to believe how she's maneuvered in the beginning of her career in the industry, then one might easily say, well, she might have, taken advantage of TLC. But then on the other hand, you have to ask yourself, what has she taken advantage of? Here's a contract. This is the deal that's been offered and presented to you. Take it or leave it. You take it. Then you get this. And let's just say you do get smarter, with the deal. I can only think of two people who have really and truly, been very outspoken about their record deals. Well, three now. That would be back in the day, MC Hammer, right? It was MC Hammer's story has always been about how he negotiated, he held out, as far as his, being offered a contract was concerned, blah, blah, blah. He was a person who was always focused on, building wealth, maintaining the wealth, and it takes money to get more money. He was like that in the beginning of his career. And then eventually what happened to him financially. So he's one of the people who've talked about that. Then you have Prince, who's talked about it. Dawn Robinson of En Vogue has talked about it. Then, of course, we see all these other company artists. This is interesting. Like it stops right there and makes it interesting, doesn't it? The fact that you could believe TLC with the new deal and we made all this money, blah, blah, blah. We didn't see the deal. You did us wrong, so on and so forth. And in the movie, if we are to believe the movie is correct, well, we just don't want to work with her. So we're going to X her out the picture and we're going to continue to work with you, L.A. Reid and Babyface. But again, she has been very adamant, Pebbles. I don't have the money. BMG and Arista Records got it first before I ever got it. Which then makes her story even more true. It makes it true. It's kind of like, oh, who do you believe? And as I tell this story, I want to believe her. I want to believe Pebbles. I really truly do. Like everything in me says believe her. I want to continue to believe her. I think I believe her. And had it not been, but well, okay, okay. Well, I don't know, but okay, but I don't know. I'm just saying. Think about it. I just thought about something. But if I use the Tony Braxton situation, but isn't Tony Braxton's story that she just overspent? Like she was spending more than what was coming in, and that caused her to have to file for bankruptcy. She was just spending too much. I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Then at the end of the day, we do know one thing. We know one thing. And that one thing is this: TLC sued, they filed for bankruptcy, Pebbles is out the picture, and they continue to work with LA Reid and Babyface on the Face Records or Arista, whatever record company they're on. This story is getting interesting. You know what I just thought about? Didn't Pebbles start a record company herself? I remember a group. What's the name of that group? The song is called Have a Little Mercy on Me. 4.0, there were four guys. I like that song. What is the name of her record company? Is it Pebble Tony? Is it Pebble Tony? Is that it? Or is that just the name of her production company? I'm going to have to look more into this, but I'm going to do it myself. Just, I'm talking about like just, it's just, that's her. Savvy. That's it. It came to me. I wait long enough, it'll pop up. So Pebble Tony, because I used to think it was Pebble Tone. I think it's Pebble Tony. Is the name of the the production company, and Savvy Records is it Savvy? I think it's Savvy. But anyway, I'm going to end by saying this because, like I said, y'all know we think out loud over here. We think out loud. I think I end here with basically on the third video, basically saying I think I'm still on Pebble's side. I think I'm on Pebble's side. I think. What do you think? Well, she's out the picture. Could it be, and I'm just thinking out loud, that think about what would have happened to Pebbles' career if she continued to work with TLC. She definitely would be. She would be the ish. I could see her being up there with like a Sylvia Rome. I could. What do you guys think? This lady was about to make some serious moves. Yes, she was. This lady was about to make some serious moves. TLC, your own record company, you're managing artists. Yeah, yeah. I got a feeling. I got a feeling. Yeah, you was about to do it. You was. This stuff gets interesting, doesn't it? It gets interesting. You know who would have thought covering R&B divas like this? You know what I'm saying? Who would have thought this is R&B divas? Like I'm just discovering like a whole new world, just covering divas that I never thought about. You know, like I just stood back and just admired them. This is. I'm gonna keep the title, girlfriend. How could you let him treat you so bad? All right. Well, on that note, you already know what I'm going to say. I appreciate you guys. I do. Thank you if you hung in there with me on this one. I appreciate it. Ooh, Lord, this is too hot for television, girl. Ooh. But anyway, over here, Pepe La View, we believe in putting our behind where our hearts desires to be. Yes, we do. And never, never forget, whenever I leave my mother's presence, she always says, baby, remember, I love you, but God loves you best. And on that note, I'll see you all next video. Y'all figure this Pebbles thing out. I'm Team Pebbles. I think in the end of all this, I'm Team Pebbles. But until then, see you next video. Take care of yourselves.